Zuber?
Yeah.
He's never on time for anything. I'm starting to understand how things work now.
He's got a mic right down there. His mic's right there.
His mic's right there?
Yeah. Pull his mic.
Okay, he's going to show up. That's good. Zuber's my friend, too. Yeah, he'll be here eventually.
Well, we're live on the Capital Kitchen series. We have host of Sourthen Dishes.
Just one.
Sourthen Dish. Guys, we're here. Okay. We got go ahead and I'm gonna let my stepdad kick this off as one of his friends. She's a part of the MPB broadcasting. She's also a senator. Oh, what's the county?
I have 5 counties up in North Mississippi. A lot of them are frozen right now.
She's super cool. So tune in if you're listening in the audio in the morning. I'm in your speakers right now. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna hit this. I'm gonna hit this ad, and then we'll go. Okay, right here. Yeah, you're gonna really enjoy her. She's super fun. She's super friendly, and she wears fur coats.
But not here.
No, that's kind of cool. I like people that wear fur coats. I think they're awesome.
We offer home, auto, commercial, builders, reps, and life insurance.
Oliver's good.
Oliver Shots Insurance.
Oh, you can do whatever you want. All right, I'm gonna let my stepdad take this off. We got old Scott Levenway right here, co-host.
All right, tonight we have Lydia Chassaniol, who's a senator serving District 14, which is basically in the geographic center of the state. I think Grenada is actually the center of that, and said she's particularly equipped to be chairman of the tourism committee because of her experience in the restaurant business.
Right.
And I can tell you, she's one fine chef because I can attest to that. In a minute, though, we're going to let her tell you, maybe right now, whenever she gets ready, tell you about her latest project, which is called Sourthen Dish. And without that, here's Lydia.
Thanks, Scott. Thanks, Jordan. And also thanks to my producer who is sitting over here.
Scott, get on the camera and wave.
Yeah, Scott, can you come over here and wave? This is one of my MPB buddies.
You want to get him a mic?
I mean, it doesn't matter. He's highly knowledgeable. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. The whole concept of Sourthen Dish came about because of COVID. I've chaired the tourism committee for 19 years, believe it or not. They don't ever give me another committee, and I'm glad they don't because I love tourism. It's a great way to promote.
Can you give a little detail of what that committee does?
Well, tourism committee, we promote bringing people to Mississippi, which is a big deal because it's the 4th leading economic driver for the whole state. And also tourism gives people a chance to see who we really are. You know, if you watch just what's on television, you don't get the whole picture. And tourism gives people a chance to go into little bitty towns where they can see folks that have been there for 90 years, or it gives them a chance to come to Jackson and see our beautiful architecture and museums. But I love tourism. It's a chance for us to tell our story. As long as I'm in the legislature, it's just a good way to tell our story.
Why would they change?
Pardon?
Why would they change?
I don't know. You never know. It's politics. Strange things happen at the Capitol sometimes.
It does. But you've done a wonderful, wonderful job with
Thanks.
it. You really have.
Lydia, sorry, Scott. Lydia, on that tourism, though, I mean, you're talking the tourism, not just food. You're talking about entertainment, all of it.
This is true. And the one reason I focused on food most recently is because during COVID, we lost a lot of restaurants. Folks that had been in business for 3 generations just gave it up. They were tired. They couldn't get workers. They lost their profit margin, which is thin in the restaurant business anyway. And I thought, well, 100% of tourists eat. That was my big idea. You have to have a big idea. And I thought, well, if we promote tourism through everybody eating while they're here and talk about our great folks and our great food, then that'll be a plus. People sometimes, Napoleon Bonaparte famously said an army travels on its stomach. And I think an army of tourists travel on their stomach too. Most people will do
No, you're looking at
destination
hotel rooms. You're looking for food. They're going
everything
food first, though.
Yeah. But everybody's going to eat. That's a basic need. They want clean restrooms, good roads, and a safe place to be, and good food while they're here. But tourism just brings so much to Mississippi, and brings so many people that might come here and go back home and say, well, wow, that was a great place. Why don't we go back or send our family down there for a longer vacation? Eventually, somebody's going to come here and say, this is a right to work state. Maybe we could start a business here. Or the people are so nice. The churches made us feel welcome. Or the people that had businesses. We had a flat tire, and somebody, just good old Southern hospitality, somebody helped me fix my flat tire and didn't charge me an arm and a leg.
We in Ocean Springs, majority of people go to Ocean Springs and right when they're like the last day before they leave. And I've had people ask me certain places, but they'll go house shopping.
Oh, I love Ocean Springs.
But they will tour and they see it, and then they're like, okay, we need to look for a house it's cold. We're retired now. It's cold up north.
Yeah. And it's cold up North Mississippi. So don't be surprised if more North Mississippi people come your way to Ocean Springs. I mean, what's not to love about Ocean Springs? A great walkable downtown. You have restaurants that are fabulous. I mean, we've already been in a couple of them, and you have art, which is a passion of mine because I taught art for a long time. But lots of people come here for different reasons, and that's one reason we have been going to so many different types of places with Sourthen Dish. We've been to white tablecloth places. We've been to one place up in Tupelo that looks like my mother would have told me when I was about 19, don't you dare go there. But it was a cool place. And I saw grandparents bringing their grandchildren in there to have cheese covered French fries and eat there.
We have was it Mr. Ed's in Pascagoula? It's like my dad would, I think they've been open since like 1950. And it's like when the dine-ins, like you can't go inside, and it's just like a milkshake and a chili burger. And you literally, people line up after football games.
Why would you argue about having a milkshake and a chili burger? That sounds like ambrosia to me.
Yeah.
What was your first film location?
We did a pilot back earlier last year. We did a place in Greenwood, which is closed. Broke my heart. Johnny Ballas, longtime friend, Crystal Grill. Many people pass through his doors. In his 70s, just said, I'm tired. I want to go spend some time with my family and grandchildren. So he donated his restaurant to the community kitchen to help feed hungry people up there. But in the meantime, we got him to come into the Viking Training Center, and we fixed his mile-high meringue pie. So that was the first place we went up in the Delta. And Johnny and I made those coconut meringue pies, which you can see that already, isn't it? It's already out there, isn't there, Scott? That you can see it. That there's the pilot out there. You don't think so? Well, it will be.
Is it was it a downtown area, or was it like
downtown area in Greenwood? The Viking train. Viking has been very supportive of this because Viking in Greenwood has created a culinary destination. Culinary destination. They have a wonderful hotel with a cool restaurant called Gardina's. And then across the street is the Viking cooking school, where you can go in and chefs will teach you how to prepare.
And you can make pots right from there.
Oh yeah, and you can even you can probably buy the cooking equipment if you go into the training center. They'll say, yeah, you want one of these? We'll ship it to you.
I used to use that for a weekend getaway, probably 3 or 4 times.
Oh yeah.
When I was living in Jackson.
The Viking cooking school.
It's such a great place.
It's so popular to get in the cooking school. If you want to just come in like a couple, you'd have to wait a couple of years. But if you get a whole party together of like 12 people, then you'd be able to go in and have your own private chef come in and teach you how to make something, and you cook it yourself. A lot of fun, a lot of wine involved with it too. So that makes everybody have a good time.
So y'all went from there. Y'all did the pilot. So
we did Polito also. We do two places per episode. And we came down here, and Chaz Lindsay, who's a very well-trained young chef, Chaz and I did collard greens, which I'm intrigued that these chefs are so devoted to local produce, and he gets his.
How'd y'all do the collard greens? Y'all like with
We
the
braised them. We braised them, and we did sort of an
Mm.
Italian spin on it, and they were good. They come in from this farm here in Hines County, and I forget which one it is, in a 25-pound box, and they're washed, and all you have to do is stem them, chop them, and put them in the pot and cook them. They were good.
You get me hungry.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know how to make them now. Chad's taught me, so we can do our collard green supper over here if y'all want to. But that was fun. That was the first place, and since then we've been traveling around all over the state. I hop in the MPB van with a crew of 4 people. I guess
y'all have like an old like Ninja Turtles van. That was the old school van, like the.
Well, I'm sure it's not a brand new van because
Yeah.
MPB is,
Huh?
yeah,
It's one of the big. Yeah.
it's a minivan, but it's enough to hold us. And I think we have one van to haul the crew, and there's one that follows with the equipment. So off we go, and I'm having a great time with these young people. They're a lot of fun.
How many have you done now?
How many have we done? About 14? See, I was trying to count it up. We'll have to do 28 for the first full episode, or 26 for the first full episode, because it'll be 13 shows for the first year.
I mean, and that is gonna. Where is that gonna be airing at?
On MPB.
I know, but are y'all moving into YouTube and stuff like that too? Y'all.
It'll be out there.
You're gonna put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's what I always say. Like, XXV, which I love them, but like I always do interviews with them, and I screenshot their videos. Sometimes they'll post just an article. Well, I'll go and screenshot it and put it on our Carter's Champions, and they see that, but they're good people. And then all of a sudden they started posting, and you can get both ways. You put it everywhere. I mean, they got all these platforms now where I'll send them out to 6 different platforms. They actually altogether the podcast is like 10. Like, but it's just you got the content, let it go. And that's one thing. That's what I hope y'all do. Like, put it everywhere. Like, put it on Pinterest. Pinterest got their own videos now.
Well, that will be up to them. I'm just when I see the word talent by my name, I fall out laughing because.
Well, so Scott, you can get on like Pinterest. Like, I put my scooter video on there. It got 180,000 views. But like, imagine connecting her with the dishes, like, doing a board, and then like whatever you're cooking, and then tag your video in there, and people pull your video up and watch you make collard greens, or or have guests on that are making it.
That's up to MPB. I'm working with them because they're a great bunch of folks to work with, and we're trying to tell Mississippi stories. And of course, I'm just one little part of all the Mississippi stories they tell.
So I can tell Scott wants to say something.
Say something.
Yeah, I'm more on the storytelling side of this, but we do have a whole digital department,
Okay.
and they will see that it gets to anywhere we need to get it to.
Yeah, I just send it out. Send it all out. If it's free, send it out.
Well, it's just, to me, it's an advertisement. It's like a love letter that we're sending out to the rest of the country. If we're open for business, we want you to come see us.
You don't know where they're watching, who they're watching. They could be sitting. They could be sitting in a hotel room, and they could be on Instagram, and boom, there goes your video. And it's like, that's where you catch me at night.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like scrolling, and all of a sudden, I see food. It's over with. Only thing I watch is food.
Yeah.
And I'm not lying. That's all. Like, I'll watch anybody cook. That's my favorite thing, is watching even peanut butter jelly sandwiches. Like, I didn't know you can warm them up and
make them like a grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, you can put those things in one of those sandwich makers, and you've got a whole new level. And that's what's fun. People have gotten into cooking. America used to be a TV dinner kind of place, and we're not anymore. We've gotten into cooking. That's what I wanted to tell you about these young chefs. The places that we've been, and I say young chefs, they're all between 35 and 45. These guys and ladies are well trained. Many of them have been to top culinary institutes. Many of them have traveled abroad to learn the cuisine of a particular country. Like Chaz has been to Italy. He studied the farm to table.
You can't even read his wine menu.
Yeah. I mean, farm to table started in Italy back in the 80s because they got sick of fast food. Italians, that's their family. Their family culture is food. So I'm learning so much from these young people, and I'm very inspired. My real concern, honestly, was that we were losing so many of the people that had been in the restaurant business. And I'm feeling very encouraged by being in the kitchen with these young people. Austin Summerall, young man down in Biloxi, let me feed the pasta into his pasta machine to bake that homemade ravioli. And I came back later that night.
And you can watch it while you're having dinner.
Yeah, I came back.
He's got the glass windows in there. That's one of his favorite things. Like,
Yeah.
look how clean look. He wants you to know how much he loves that, like that restaurant.
Oh, super. Well, and he's one of our James Beard semifinalists, I
Yep.
believe. And so is Hunter Evans over at Elvy's. That's another place
I'm pulling for Austin.
I'm pulling for all these guys. I want them to be
Yeah,
successful.
it's not mutually exclusive. So
Well, he Austin
Yeah.
is also a part of my Pink Restaurant. So he has a Siren Social Club, and he comes out and does pulls a tent because we give all our money to charity.
Yeah.
Well, Austin does, like this year he did handmade cocktails, and then Chandelier would give it he'd give it you couldn't take the money. There's some rules in it, but anyways, they go to Chandelier, they buy a drink, they give him they get a token to give
Probably a token or
Austin, and
two.
he just
Mhm.
goes off.
Mhm.
Everything he does is like, it's my Emily's favorite place.
Yeah.
So everything he does is like, it's made with love. But he also is a Jägermeister is his that's a chef.
Yeah.
It's Jägermeister.
Well, everybody has their preference, and that's why we're having to film so many different places. We've been all over the state.
And I like the fact that you're highlighting the small ones too, because you look at these mom and pop restaurants that nobody knows.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't know how to work social media. They go home, they cook, they go home, do it all over again, and just wait for people to pull up.
We actually have a service station in Winona. And I find out that many of my colleagues who live in the northeast quadrant of Mississippi turn off at Winona and they go, to their homes. They'll pull into that service station. The ribs come off the grill about 11. And on certain days, they make the fried pies, the hand pies. That's a service station, for crying out loud. You can get better food in a service station in Mississippi than you can some haute cuisine place.
Shout out to Fayards.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
I was thinking Fayard.
Yeah.
And I was thinking Rose's. Did you come out of Hattiesburg on 49?
Right.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what time it comes off, but it's always good.
Well, I haven't had any of those ribs in a while. My husband used to like to go out there.
Nothing really bothered you though. There's a restaurant that closed right by your house. Was there a restaurant that kind of?
Well, they moved to the highway. That was El Cabrito, and those guys came in and built that little restaurant. And I watched them. They'd bicycle past my house to go up there to work. They're really a very hardworking group of folks. And they bought a place wisely out by the interstate. And so now they're packed. I can't go by there. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to get a table in that place at 12 o'clock on any day of the week.
What's the population in your area?
Where I live,
Mhm.
Winona's got about 5,000 people in it.
So there's plenty of room for restaurants.
Oh, yes. I had one there, but I found out when I got elected, I couldn't run a restaurant and do a decent job.
What was the
with
name of it?
The sample room. That's an old cotton term. My husband was in the cotton business, and the sample room is where the cotton brokers would go and pull the samples of cotton to check the quality, and they sold the cotton based on the staple, on the quality of the staple. So I just thought that was kind of it's where you could sample things and try what you like.
And
We had
restaurant business is like I was part of the Blowfly, the new movement of
Right.
the Blowfly.
right.
I was their director of marketing, and then it became I was hiring and firing people. I just had one role. We have sorry that I did that to you, but you have a few people like they would do a smoke break in between the customers. And I was like, And I said, don't do it again. If you do it again, and then they did it again. I was like, sorry, see you later.
Yeah.
But it was like, people going in there, you separate, it's the whole experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was one of the things I did. I took a local brewery called Chandelier. Okay. And I did this thing where I'd buy like the little mouthwash, little cups. And I would say, hey, you know what? Somebody wants a Bud Light, give them a Freemason. And we would do samplers, so little sample cups.
Mm-hmm.
And I would turn sales from a Bud Light because it's made right here in Gulfport.
Right.
We're in
We have
Gulfport.
we have a number of distilleries and breweries in Mississippi, and I'm happy to say, as chair of tourism, I've promoted a lot of that. In fact, I have a couple of friends in the Senate who shall remain nameless that refer to me as Whiskey Chassaniol or the liquor lady. And I have stood at the well of the Senate and said,
No names.
I'm not
Can't
going to name
names?
them.
Okay.
I don't want to encourage anybody to drink. That's a personal decision to be made by people over the age of 21. But in tourism, if you don't offer folks something good to eat and what they want to drink, and most tourists are coming to look for a meal and a drink or a glass of wine, they're going to keep on driving. You can go from one side of the state to the
And a
other.
good
3 hours.
appetizer.
Yeah, throw in some good appetizers.
It's got to be a good appetizer, guys. You're going to have a really good restaurant. We do. So we started doing now, my group of friends, we just do appetizers.
That's fine.
We get like 5 appetizers
Mhm.
and we just sit around and we all share off a plate. And
Yeah.
because, we're socializing, we're having drinks. If you eat a full meal when you're out going out with, how you get tired. Like, I don't want to be here with y'all.
Mhm.
Get me home. I want to be in a blanket.
Well, and sure, and it's fine to go out and have I always recommend that people eat something when they have an alcoholic beverage. The Italians think Americans are crazy because Americans will sit around and drink wine. Well, have some food with it. Pair the good food. It brings out the flavor of the beverage, and there are a lot of good pairings with other distilled and fermented beverages and the beers. Craft brewers have developed a whole culture around that, and I hope that in our course of filming, Scott, that we're going to go and visit some of these breweries.
I'll get you. Dave Reese is a great buddy of mine. He started the Pink Restaurant with me. He owns Fly Llama, and him and Austin have done pairings.
Yeah. There's a fun place up in Tupelo. Here's a shout out to my friends from Tupelo. They had called the Queen's Reward. Do you know what they make there? Mead. You ever heard of mead?
Yeah, I've had mead.
Yeah, Beowulf, the Mead Hall of Valhalla.
Okay, it's not bad.
Oh, mead's delicious. And
Yeah.
the lady,
You got to pace it though.
but it's a fabulous setup. And she puts out these charcuterie trays and things like that. But the tourists are coming in off the Natchez Trace. They've heard about the Queen's Reward. The thing I love about it, mead is made with honey,
Mhm.
and they get their honey here in Mississippi. So it's all locally made and locally sourced. Isn't that cool?
Yep.
I think the biggest thing about honey, if I see something that's not local honey, I don't mess with it. Like I have a buddy that works at a place that grows his own honey in Van Cleve. So I just, we throw him a few bucks and got some honey.
Well, and it's good. They tell me, I'm certainly not a doctor, but they tell me that if you eat local honey, it helps if you have allergies, seasonal allergies like hay fever and whatever. So I believe that's a good excuse to have some honey or a little locally sourced mead, perhaps.
Or you could do honey and apple cider.
Right.
And you can just knock out. It's like, it's the best sleeping medicine ever. Now you got to measure it though. Like there's a certain measurements you need to do. Look it up on the internet, guys. But it will, in about 15 minutes, your sheets feel like it, that feeling of your sheets. And you're just like, all right.
Well, whatever.
Well,
Whatever it
my
takes.
nephew, Gerald, who is married to Nina Parikh, who I'm sure you know.
Oh, love
with
Nina.
the film
Hello, Nina.
production.
Shout out to you.
He raises bees in the backyard, and I guess you call it raising them. But so he makes honey. He named it after his son, and he puts it in these neat little bottles, and it's called Roscoe because that's his son's name.
That's cool.
And it's a cool little product. He gives those out all the time.
Good honey. Honey is one of those things that never goes bad. They found honey in the pyramids and stuff still good to eat. Now, how long ago was that jar of honey put in there?
Yeah.
They sent it on with King Tut to.
I can eat honey by the spoonfuls.
Yeah, it's really good for you. I have friends that are beekeepers.
So when you're discovering all these food places, we're big on seafood down the coast, but is meat's a big thing up north?
Meat.
You
have a lot of barbecue joints. We went to a tamale place in Natchez. That was a lot of fun. Fat Mama's Tamales. Barbecue is the thing. We haven't done too many barbecue joints yet, but we're going to. I think as we travel more. We've just really gotten started on this project. I had to kind of slow down for a while. My husband was ill before he passed away, and so they sort of gave me a reprieve. And now we're back at it. We're going to keep going, and we can knock out the rest of our shows. So we'll have our first year's episode, our first year series put together, the whole thing. Well, but there's a lot of good meat. People like different things all over the state.
Well, that's gotta be something. Yes, I'm saying you're going. You're like, oh, it's just straight Mexican. That's facts. Like
we have lots of Mexican restaurants because we have a new influx of Mexicans to the whole state.
Well, you get them kind of cultures, and it's like I guarantee you, I'll go to like one town. It's like, this is what we're doing, and then you go to, I got to give Hattiesburg. T-Bones is a record shop. They do a breakfast. Yeah, dude, that's my girl. Yeah, T-Bones. Where they did. That's where Afro Man. Actually, the guy that owns T-Bones, he actually produced his record. So what happened was Afro Man when he was making music, you can only get his music at T-Bone's coffee shop. And yeah, then he got, blew up, but it was from that little Hattiesburg.
Sure.
It's a little coffee shop, but you can get vinyls there. My Emily, when we first started dating, she lived right behind there.
Oh, Hattiesburg's a great town. Being on the tourism committee, we get to go all over the state for what they call fam tours. They'll invite us to come for different things. And Hattiesburg has got a really great vibe to its downtown area. Of course, people talk about Starkville and talk about Oxford, which are two other great college towns. I've recently been in Cleveland. We went to a pizza joint over there called Lania. And who'd have thunk that there'd be a great pizza joint in Cleveland, Mississippi, but their whole downtown is wonderful. They've got a mile-long strip, and we were there right before Christmas. I have never seen such decorations. And I said, my goodness, where'd this come from? Well, there's a lady named Becky Nowell, who's a friend of mine. She's married to my friend of mine, Billy Nowell. Becky went around and basically made everybody that has a business buy one of these lighted things to decorate the day. And it's beautiful. I mean, the whole thing, we were just having the best time. They said folks drive up from all around the Delta and other parts of the state. That people like to come there during the season that it's all lighted, and they have marriage proposals and all sorts of fun things. So, a town like Cleveland, you've got a college there, Grammy Museum there, which is fabulous. But they're really proud of their downtown. And we wouldn't have known about how beautiful the decorations are if we hadn't filmed at this pizza place right before Christmas.
What do they call it? Do they have a name for it?
What, the downtown area?
Yeah, at Christmas. Like Chicago has the Miracle Mile.
I'm trying to think what they do call. I'm sure Becky told me, and I can't think of it right now. She'll probably call me.
Probably a name would.
Yeah, but it's a lovely thing, and college towns seem to maintain their downtown areas pretty well. That's what I've noticed. So. And I love the Delta. I'm not a Delta girl, but my husband was a Delta boy, so I feel like I'm an adopted child.
I feel like when we look at these restaurants, you could see a restaurant, because I only really shop local. It's something I'm proud of, and I know it spends me more money, but whatever, it goes to their pockets, and
right.
They take care of me when I go to the restaurant.
Yep, keep your money in town.
But you see look at you see these Fly Llama coming in Biloxi. And then that being the brewery that everybody, they're at the beer of the Shuckers, or they're the Brewers minor league team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you look at how many people since Dave and Kara Reese opened, you could see people buying houses that nobody would buy around them, and now it's golf cart district. And I know there's Ground Zero there. I know there's Mermaid. Shout out Farabee, my girl Farabee. She owns Mermaids, the dive bar downtown, and she does a pad thai at like 2 a.m.
That's wonderful
for shift people.
Yeah,
so she makes food for people that are getting off of work.
She knows her market.
Oh, that's a boss right there.
I've always said, play to your audience. She knows her market. That's cool.
And but you see these like. With her, she opened up a whole nightlife, for the workers.
Yeah.
A lot of people, if they're, at the casinos, they're not going to go hang back at the casinos. They want to go somewhere with a good warm meal, because it's a nightlife.
Well, and 2 o'clock in the morning for them is like 5 o'clock in the afternoon for the rest of the world. That's when they're getting off work and they want to go have a cold beer and a bite to eat. And, then they'll go home, get some rest, and they'll do it all over again. But having a local place to go to is wonderful,
and great customer service. Because I go, there's where's that place right by the cottage? What is that place called with the chicken that lays the chicken that does the roulette? Right next Sweets.
Oh yeah, Sweets
Lounge.
Yeah, Sweets.
You go in there and they just going to give you you're going to get the Sam's burger, but they're so sweet. It's like you don't want to leave, and that food tastes good because they make it cozy.
Yeah. And that's what's important. Make people feel like they're part of your family when they come to see you. We have had a couple of trips to speakeasies. Did you know that Mississippi has some speakeasies?
We have one on the coast. How many? Y'all got to.
We haven't been there yet, but we went behind Brent's drugstore. There's a place called the Apothecary. We were just there Friday, and I believe that I'm trying to think the bartender's name. I think it's Everest, but he made a Mississippi martini, and he was stirring that all up. And he stirred it; he didn't shake it. and then strained it. And I took one sip of that and I said, my goodness, if I drank this whole thing, I'd have to hire a driver to get back home to Winona this afternoon. But it was good. It was delicious. And we've been to a place in Oxford. Young man had a restaurant downtown, the Grill House. That's Clint Boutwell. I've known him since he was a kid. Recently got the upstairs, turned it into a speakeasy called Rebellion. And to get into it, you have to say the secret word, knock on the door, and the cigarette machine opens up and you walk through
That's
to
cool.
it is really, and he's done the whole thing in black velvet. So you feel like you're just kind of walking into
We
another
have
world.
the Magnolia Room that Ben Kaufman owns, and he does. It's cool. It's right there at I forgot it's right across from Captain House. Stacy, and I love her. Stacy and her family. Right across the street there, they have it's a speakeasy, and it's just a cool vibe. I mean, it's not big, but it's just like it's right by my house.
Hey, can't beat that. The best places are the ones you can walk to. That's why I think Fondren is so neat here in Jackson, because a lot of people just walk in traffic. You know, they're able to.
I've been to Hal and Mal's.
Yeah, that's a cool place too.
Right.
Yeah, there are a lot of fun places like that. You know, Hal and Mal's is an institution. There's another place named Martin's that I know about because my friend Brad White is related to the people that owns it. So if we see Brad, we have to go eat lunch at Martin's. And a lot of the folks in the legislature like to go there too. Jackson, for a small city, has so many good restaurants.
I mean,
The food is real here.
Yeah, I mean, we went to Manshift. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were with Phil Hearn and his partner Billy, and I had the oysters there, and I had the lasagna. That was it.
Well, and you know, across from Manship, that Elvy's place is fabulous. We went in there and filmed. The kitchen is no bigger than this area here. Hunter Evans was directing traffic, and meantime showing me how to make a redfish almondine. And I thought, how in the world
is that? What is that?
Right.
Can you explain the ingredients?
The ingredients, well, it's got redfish, and he slaps it on the grill, and he puts it on a bed of wilted greens, not spinach, but wilted greens, and then tops it with a sauce that's got like a Meunier sauce. It's got lemon and butter and Worcestershire. It's really good. I mean, it's a simple preparation, but I think he throws some kind of nuts on it. I can't remember if it was almonds or pecan, but it was fabulous. The thing that impressed me, he let us film there while he was open for business. I could not believe that. Most chefs say, we close at 2. You can come in, or you know, we're not open on Mondays. This guy was telling people, he was seasoning stuff that were going out to tables while he and I were cooking this dish together. It was the darndest thing I've ever seen. No wonder he is a James Beard semifinalist.
Yeah,
the guy was directing traffic and serving food at all at the same time. It was great.
I think that's my favorite restaurant.
Yeah, I've heard a lot, and they've got a decent wine list too. Bye, Tamara.
Well, I mean, it's just I like the restaurants where the owner's there.
Yeah.
I like it when the owner's the janitor, the owner's plays all parts.
Well, you can't be all things to all people. You burn yourself out, you know. So delegation is important.
Well, I think a big part of it too is, you know, it's just and I'll say this, the younger generation, you know, it was for us is get out and find a job. And now it's, you know, well, I want to be a manager. And you're like, you got to start at the down.
One of the places we went was in the kiln, not kiln, but they said the kiln. And it was Jordan River Steamer. And the guy, Hank Plauché, is hilarious. He was just treating us like we were celebrity VIPs when we came in. He is a hoot.
Hank can do that.
He was a hoot.
He was great.
But one of the questions I always ask folks that are in the restaurant business is, what in the world got you into the restaurant business? Hank was 11. He was in love with some little girl whose family owned a restaurant in New Orleans. So he got a job as a dishwasher, thinking that he'd see the girl. Well, of course, she was never there. You know? But he got hooked on the restaurant business, started out as a dishwasher and worked his way up. And there's a picture that's out there that shows Hank holding these king crab legs that look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Yeah. I've never seen such big crabs. But it's all fresh, and it's always packed in kiln. I mean, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Well, you got Matt Crittenden. He has Cut Above. He's he has a brewery there.
Yeah.
And it's like that dude makes the best bourbon in the state of Mississippi. He was an attorney. He looks like Chris Stapleton,
Hmm.
and he quit. He quit being an attorney to do bourbons. And you got to agree, his bourbons are good, Scott. I mean, he puts a lot of love in it. And he does like cruising the coast bourbons.
Yeah.
And it's a small business. You go check that out next time. But it's like, he does all kinds of like different casts.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see like this guy really loves what he does, because he could be just do law, and it's hot back there. I mean, that's saying there's so many things you didn't even know he was there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And like Gulfport, they have Eli and his wife. They have Circle Hook rum. He's an Alaskan fisherman.
They're making a lot of distilled spirits in Mississippi now. It used to be 1 or 2 wineries, and now we've just really exploded.
It really has.
I always buy Cathead vodka. You know why?
Oh, honeysuckle.
I like just the straight stuff.
Oh,
The honeysuckle's a little sweet. That's okay.
Well, I'll put mine on water. It's just when you dilute it a little bit.
Well, you know why I buy it? I looked at the bottle. It says support live music. And anybody that is advertising for live music, musicians have a harder time making a living than restaurant
They also
owners.
own Old Soul bourbon whiskey.
They make whiskey as well.
Yeah, so called Old Soul.
Well, they make that here. Isn't that made here in Jackson? And I think there's a place up in Canton as well.
Yeah, I always get confused when people talk about the whole bourbon thing and whiskey thing. I mean, we should just take the name bourbon just to do it. I'm proud for people to have their own business in Mississippi. I think that's so important for us to have, whether it's Cut Above or Cathead, to see them on other state shelves.
Yeah.
You're seeing a big part right now. And guys, go out and buy your local beers too. A lot of these breweries are pulling back on cans now. They don't make a lot of money on cans, man. It's a lot of work, but it's like, I know it's like a $2 more, or $3 more for a 6-pack or whatever, but you're buying in the state of Mississippi. And we've been having so many little breweries, they're shutting down now.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
But that's part of the way the market works. We did the legislation. I can remember we had to fight to do the legislation for craft brewers because some of the big guys weren't sure if they wanted competition coming in. Then they relented. And so we had some craft brewers. And usually that's the way it works. You're going to have a few people that survive and some folks that'll go do something else because they weren't really funded well enough or their hearts weren't in it or whatever. Because it's hard work to do anything well.
But they're growing. We're getting more and more.
We're getting more and more.
They're being really quite successful.
I'm just so thrilled what I see with the culinary market in Mississippi, and the absolute devotion to quality, to local foods, to local meat sources.
Well, I'll say it off the show right now. I mean, Lydia, we got good food. I've traveled and been places that I'm like, no. This is not gumbo. Like, what I mean? Like, it's just one thing is like Mississippi has it in when it comes to making food. Like like I said, go to Van Cleve, go to the gas station Van Cleve, get the Van Cleve special. I mean, I don't know. I would rather go eat a local gas station food than some of the places I toured. We talked about Orange Beach. Yeah. That was a big thing. Is like I go on vacation to Orange Beach, and there are some good restaurants. They're not bad. But when you get there, you're like, I'm not for that price. Yeah. For that price, you better. Yeah. I mean, I want to see my steak gold.
Yeah,
like a little gold flakes on it. But I mean, that's like you find like Miss Renee. I know you listen to this, Mrs. Renee. I know you had it was your time to shut shop, but I still drive by there. Like, I mean, she had what was it, Scott? She had like 6 tabletops, literally 6 tabletops, and had one girl is helping, and then she'd make all the food.
Yeah, there's a place like that in Greenwood. It's called James.
11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah, place called James. And when she's sold out, she shuts down. And it's about 6 tabletops. This is on Howard Street in Greenwood. My husband was a great devotee to James, so I hope she's listening in and hears me say that. But, for $10, you got to go to lunch. And it's a good piece of cornbread.
Yeah, stop going to fast food places. And if you go to McDonald's, when they tell you to pull up, they already cut your ticket times to make more money.
Well, I just think that we need to support the local folks, and that's what we're doing with Sourthen Dish. Thank you, Scott. We're running around trying to find out who they are so we can tell people about it. Somebody said, well, how do you choose your restaurants? And I said, well, I always want people to like what I'm doing. So I asked my senator buddies, I said, where's a good place to eat in your district? Where would you take somebody out to eat? And that's where we've gotten a lot of the ideas because they live there and they know these folks. And of course, MPB's been good. They've been out scouting folks too, so that we get, input from all around. But frankly, the places that my colleagues have told us about have been terrific. They've been terrific.
It's interesting that you say that because, Hank does that a lot.
Uh-huh.
Okay. He stops. He never goes down 49. He goes old 49
Right.
and goes the back roads and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. So I've sort of started incorporating that.
Uh-huh.
And so he and I will leave at the same time so we can go eat at a place
Right.
that he knows about, that he's found in the middle of nowhere, a building that's falling down. It's just,
Yeah.
it's,
But that's what I encourage people to do. You want to see real Mississippi, get off the interstate. And that's one reason we're talking about little places, little hole in the wall places, as well as these nice white.
And there's no
tablecloth places.
excuse now because fast food's more expensive than local lunch spots. They run a good guys. Pull up your local place when you walk in. Say, may I have a copy of your weekly specials? And Scott knows that trick. I know that trick. And I'm with you on that. So let's veer off a little bit.
Okay.
Why'd you become a senator?
I've always been kind of a political junkie, and I'm a lot older than you are, my dear. So the first time I got involved with a campaign, I was passing out bumper stickers for a national candidate. I won't say who because I know we have people of every political stripe listening in. And my father, who had a livestock auction, found out about it, and he dressed me down. He said, "What in the world are you doing? I'm in a private business. How dare you out there support some candidate?" And I said, well, Daddy, I thought it was a way I could make a difference. And so, long story gets shorter, I hope. When I went to college, I joined the local political club. Haley Barber was part of that club. So I was a college Republican. He's older than I am, but I was a college Republican with him. And then my brother Bob and I decided that we would put up signs for a candidate. We had a good time because fast as we'd put them up, somebody would tear them down. And it was just politics. We learned a lot about it. I got into the Senate because our local senator, who was much beloved, Bunky Huggins, he's got children here in
I
Jackson.
like that name.
Oh, yeah, Bunky was great. He was our senator, and he died. I mean, quickly. He was diagnosed and died within a few months. So he was a great guy. We loved him. I was going around trying to find somebody to run for that Senate seat. I said, we've had good representation. We can't lose it. And this is in 2006. Well, a group of local men, believe it or not, the guys that ate at my little restaurant, they came up to me one day at lunch and said, "We've decided you're going to run." I said, "Me?" So I asked my husband. He gave me $500. My brother gave me $500. And I thought, oh, I'm rich. Well, I had no idea what it took.
Oh, wait, you had no money.
I had nothing.
That's a good way to jump in.
And so I started pulling every political string that I could because I'd been a volunteer for a long time and found the college Republicans, and they agreed to go walk with me, go door to door. So I paid them in pizza. I didn't have any money. And I paid them in pizza, and we made the runoff.
But you were doing door knocking.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Joel Carter, who helped you do door knocking? Me.
Probably you.
Yeah, I still got like 30 years original signs in my attic. Now you're changing your logo. I'm gonna turn these into something. I don't know. Scott, you make art out of them.
We'll figure
I mean, they are Joel Carters.
Yeah.
Probably make it to a dove.
Well, we won, and that was in 2006. And I finished out Bunky's term, which was 2007. Then I've been here ever since. I just keep running. Nobody said, "Why don't you go home?"
You're super nice.
Well, thank you.
Like off the show, man, like you really are genuinely a nice person.
Well, aren't you sweet? Thank you. Well,
No,
I
but-
hope so.
It's like you beat your own drum. You wear furs, and like the other day, like I tucked your fur into your car, like But it's just like you beat your own drum, and you. I have to say that a person like you deserves leadership because you're looking out for everybody else.
Well, if we don't help one another, what are we going to do? I mean,
that's a true leader.
Yeah, and a lot of people. I mean, I have somebody said, "How do you get the Democrats in the Delta to vote for you?" And I said, "Well, I believe in the Delta, and I try to help them with what they're doing. So we all work together."
Once you're in, you're pulling everything aside. It doesn't matter about party. You're going there to
Yeah,
help.
once you're here, you're representing your people. And my thing is this: folks say, "Oh, well, that person didn't vote for me. I'm not going to help them." Well, how short-sighted that is. You're going to run again. Make that people your ally. Make them your supporter.
You replaced Bunky. Okay. He was very, very special guy.
I agree.
And you're talking about how people say you voted for this or that or whatever. I did the redistricting back in 1980. And so Monkey everybody comes by and talks to you and tells you what they want for their district.
Mhm.
Monkey said, just give me a district.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
kind of the
care
way I
what-
feel
I don't
too.
care what it is. He said, I'll just run for it. And of course, he would run and win because he always did the right thing. So you had big shoes to fill when you got
Well, no, I know. Nobody would talk to me the first year I was in the Senate.
I'd be
because they
scared
were-
of you.
They were so no, they didn't know. They didn't know anything about it. They were so heartsick over losing Bunky, and then this woman shows up. Bunky was a real man's man. He and Jack Gordon were big running mates, and they just sort of ran things. And I come in, and my desk mate Joey Fillingane, who I thought might be here tonight, but Joey and I came in at the same time, and we said, Joey, we got to do something to make these people talk to us. So we devised having a Senate dinner, and we started out cooking at Walter Michelle's house. Well, he moved, so then we do it at a different place. The Mississippi Power people, we do it at their executive house, and every year have a dinner for the Senate. And the menu has not changed in 19 years. But that was a way for us to get people to open up to us. Food brings people together.
When did you really, because I mean, you look at now, I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, there's 52 of y'all.
52 senators and
So, I mean,
122 House members.
This is, I mean, y'all respect each other. I'll say that, but there's situations where, I mean, trying to get you to get that vote, even
Mhm.
your colleagues.
Mhm.
When did you start getting tough skin?
You have to realize it's not personal. If you take everything personally, you might as well get out of the legislature because it's not personal. People just have different opinions about things. And to me, the best way to get someone to vote for what you're interested in is to show them the WIFM. The old WIFM is what's in it for me. If you can show this person that this will benefit you and your district if you support this, then generally you can bring them on board. Everybody wants to feel like they're getting some benefit from the way they vote. And I respect that. They're here to represent whatever district they have. They're 52 senators, so they're 52 districts. And we only have so many dollars to go around. We basically just take money and spread it around the state and go home. We could, if we were smart, we'd come and have a budget, do that and leave. Don't you think, Scott?
Well, who knows? Might go back to an every other year.
Yeah. But now we get down here and we get hung up in the weeds on stuff that really, we come every year. Somebody might come in after we're gone and say, well, that was a dumb idea, and just kill the thing. And a lot of these agencies and things have what they call repealers in them. So legislation will sunset after a while. And we had a whole bunch of agencies and boards and
What's
commissions.
sunset?
Sunset means they just don't exist anymore.
Hey guys, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Means the sun set.
Means
Yeah,
the
get your mic closer, Scott.
sunsets, but
Yeah, get your mic closer.
the bills,
Okay.
the agency, whatever. So, and we have to go in and extend the repealer on things. A lot of that's done.
Yeah.
I mean, the Senate's an interesting place to work, and
It's fast paced.
it is. We
There's
move.
no like 8 hours.
Well, we move fast, slowly.
we need a shirt. We need a Linda shirt. Senator Linda.
Lydia.
And I
Lydia,
will
sorry.
say that the Senate has mastered that art.
Yes, we move fast, slowly. And there's some people that love to extend things, and they like, there's a lot of dramas. I've heard
That's everything in life.
well, and I've laughed because I've got some really good friends that are attorneys. And I said, we don't need to let any more lawyers into the Senate or the House of Representatives, Zuber, but because they get at the well of the Senate and think they are doing billable hours, and they'll go on and on and on. People have killed their legislation because they didn't stop talking. If I can't explain a bill in 5 minutes or less, I don't know what I'm talking.
My dad always told me, my dad was in the car business. He passed away last year, but he taught me that name your price, which say it, shut your mouth. The first one that talks loses.
Mhm.
And that's real. That's in everything in life.
Well, I try to say less is more when you're explaining a bill, because if you say too much, somebody's going to have a question. So I try to be as brief as I possibly can and then say, and if there are no questions, I move for passage on the morning roll call. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So like if you have a greenhorn come in,
Sir?
like a greenhorn, like a new person come in?
We've got a bunch of new people.
Yeah, but they want to change it now.
Of course, we have people that think that they can pass a certain bill and it's going to change everything. No, it's not.
Like Hank was talking, was it 13 years to pass that campaign bill? Was it 13 years?
Which campaign bill was that?
Where politicians can't spend campaign funds for personal use.
Well, that's the way that it should be, and we did change that. And now it used to be that people could amass a lot of campaign contributions and then take the money with them after it was over. You can't do that.
Right.
You got to give it to another person, another candidate, or to some charity. Or
there's 2,000. Well, there's 2,000 bills that come out every year. Is that right?
We usually have about that many, and I think what do we pass? Maybe 200 that actually actually go into law. Scott would know.
It's not counting appropriations.
Yeah, maybe 200. And people forget, just because the House and the Senate say, yeah, this is a good idea, and we pass it, it's got to go past the governor. He's got the final say. He vetoes a bunch of stuff, and that's okay. That's his job. We all have to work. You have your legislative bodies, you have your executive branch, and some people get confused about who's who.
There's so many people. There's so many people though. Like that's kind of, I don't know how y'all retain all this stuff. When you go in a situation where, if you're trying to figure out one thing, if you're going to figure out one thing or one bill issue, well, then you got 4 more coming this way, and you kind of have to get everything in order. Because you can't throw everything at once, right? No,
and you have to do a lot of reading. So if you don't like to read, don't run for a political office. Have to do a lot of reading. I rely on my attorney. I have hello, Allison. I have a great attorney. She's not here, but she's at the Capitol, probably working on bills.
You should have brought her.
Huh?
You should have brought her with you.
She's probably working on bills. I've got some bills she's drafting for me. But we all share attorneys. We all share assistants. People think that there's some states where, like in Texas, you might have one senator might have 4 different assistants. Of course, they're much bigger population and everything. Sure. But the assistant that I have has to do several committees' work, and that's a lot. So our assistants work really hard during session, and I appreciate them. They really do a good job.
You really love your job.
Of course, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying that's it shows on you, because if you see her outside of this television, which you're stuck in a television right now, this is real. But if you see her outside, like, she really is a genuine person. It's a very, like, I've met some people in my fundraising, and you just know, it's like, can I come on the podcast? And it's like, why? What, what's your story? And they're like, and you're open about it. You're like, I had a restaurant, couldn't run it, lost my husband, and there's like, especially for you, it's like, you have to go home and he's not there. And there's a lot of personal stuff you have to hold in just to focus on other things. And then by the time you roll in at 9, 10 o'clock, you gotta read some of your bills. You got to go through some stuff. You got to, say your prayers. Yep. And you got to go.
Well, I will say this. My husband was a great cheerleader for what I'm doing. He was really, really excited when I got elected. He was really, really excited when he found out we were going to do this TV show promoting Mississippi's great food and great places. I just lost him back in July. We'd been married almost 44 years. And that's a long time. And
I'm 30. I'm 39.
Yeah, well, you're 39. Yeah, well, I was married to him when you were born. But he was a great cheerleader. We had a wonderful life together and raised our girls. And it's just, it's sad to lose him, but this has been a lifesaver for me, being busy, being able to go and do something that I think will benefit Mississippi. And tourism's just such an upbeat committee. Everybody wants to be on it. They say, oh, we want to be on the eating and drinking committee because we'll take these little fam tours around.
What's going on in 2026 right now that you're interested in?
Well, of course, I always want to be sure that MPB gets its funding. And so I'm a champion for them. The Visit Mississippi, which is the branch of MDA that is the tourism department, they're trying to get to be a separate agency. And we had the bill across the finish line last year, but because of budgetary problems and there wasn't a budget, so the governor wouldn't sign it. And I don't blame him. He didn't want to give anybody a blank check. But we're working on that again because tourism has gotten to be so important to Mississippi. And I mean important, that we need a separate agency.
Tourism backs the real estate here in Mississippi.
Pardon?
Tourism backs like people coming and buying new homes?
Well, and that's what I said. I'd like for Southern Dish to do for the state what Hometown has done for Laurel. You got 2 kids down there, the Napiers, and they said, we got great houses. Let's fix them up. Do you know people are pouring into Laurel? I went there when I was first elected, and it kind of had a rundown look to it. And since Hometown's been doing what they're doing, my goodness, that place is booming. And I will say this, I will take credit for this. I was watching Hometown, and I thought, wonder what kind of kitchen appliances they have in there. And I thought, this looks like something that was made in a foreign country. We got them up to Greenwood, put them together with the Viking people. Guess what? When you watch Hometown now, those are Mississippi-made appliances in there. They worked out a deal with Viking, and Viking puts the refrigerator and the range, as they call it. I call it a stove because I'm a country girl, and the dishwasher. So Viking products are in all those homes on Hometown. So thank y'all very much.
I'm gonna put her in the links. Scott, what do you think about? I mean, me and Scott can do it all for iPhones, but like, what do you think about Lydia doing a small cooking show here to promote y'all's show?
That's a good idea.
Well, they had said they wanted to come to Winona, but I'm here 3 months out of the year, so
I'll be here 3 months with it. I'm the first run here, girl.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do it here.
We've been playing at it.
Whatever my MPB folks tell me, I try to follow directions from
Well, I
them.
also think it's, guys, we'll for the podcast, this right here is the live. I'm going to work really hard. Hopefully I'll have the 4K out tomorrow. But give me the links, and look, funding, they need funding. That's what I hear.
Yep.
And that's important. If you got extra few bucks, $5, $2, I mean, there's a lot of people in the state. So, would you like to come back on the show?
If you'll have me.
Well, we're going to do a cooking show because I did one cooking show.
That would be fun. You could be my sous chef. That'll be great. I would like to say this, and I want your listeners and viewers to know this. When we came up with the idea of Sourthen Dish, and they asked me if I'd be the host, which is a joke when I say talent by my name, I said, okay, let me see if we can find some private sponsors. So Sourthen Dish is being underwritten largely by people that are private industry. Now,
You're a smooth talker.
Visit Mississippi is one of our sponsors, but you'll have to watch Sourthen Dish to see who is sponsoring our show. But we've mostly got private investors in this. So I think public-private partnerships are good.
Yeah.
And that fosters a lot of trust between the private sector and the public sector. So that's what we're working on.
And we'll do a cooking show, and we'll have you on when y'all ready to launch. When y'all get the first episode.
Yeah, when we get close to things, that'd be cool.
Then you come on and promote it.
Yeah.
I love sharing this. This really ain't our show. This is more just a platform. I mean, it's fascinating that people can hear it. Spotify, and also subscribe to the Jordan Durham podcast. It's right here on the laptop somewhere. I made this today. I took that photo of the Capitol.
Good.
I like photography.
Good.
But look, guys, I'm gonna put some links in. If you got extra dollars, so support, man. I know, like, if you got a few bucks, $5.
Yeah.
Donate to them.
Yeah, because of MPB, Mississippi Public Broadcasting, I got to meet one of the guys off of Duck Dynasty, John Godwin. We had him down at the Trade Mart. I mean, that was cool. When would I meet somebody like that?
Oh, sick.
And he showed up last week. We had a great time. Chaz Lindsay and I did a little cooking demonstration. He did a fabulous short rib with a horseradish sauce on top, and that was really good. So we had a good time. And Pig and Pint did the food. We had fed everybody, and the whole thing was just a lot of fun. So
we can do a cooking show, but you'll be the chef.
Fabulous.
And I'll sue for you.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be the sous chef. You'll be the technician. You can be the taster.
I'm just gonna drink a bourbon.
You can be the
hang out with
taster.
y'all.
Yeah, you can be the taster. You can eat what we.
Well,
cook.
guys, like I said, we're gonna be doing a show every week. We also are going to be taking on, if there's certain topics that we feel like, you might see a Tuesday show, you might see a Monday show, you might see we might do 5 shows a week. We're right here at session, and what I can say is, y'all work so hard, and everybody runs off black coffee, and there's very little sleep. So if you're thinking that they're being lazy up here, that ain't true. They got families home. I've been homesick. It is a big sacrifice. So if you come here, you'll realize, how much they work and how much, it's a sacrifice. You're not in your own bed. Like just being in your own bed, like you have your own home, you have your own bed, you have your own bathroom. We're creatures of habit. I'd like to say thank you for coming on the show. I mean, you're not too far away from us.
No,
Hop
it's
anytime.
just up,
Yeah.
up the stairway, actually.
Yeah, hop up anytime. I mean, that's how Hank started doing it. But hop up anytime. Be like, hey, I want to come hang out with y'all. More than welcome.
Thanks.
Because you're
Thanks.
a genuine good person. And also, if you don't have a voter's card, don't talk about politics until you get your
That's
card.
right. Go register to vote and get yourself out there.
All right,
Learn
Scott.
the
Thank you so much, Scott. What's your last name, Scott?
Scott Bassfield.
All right, and yeah, we'll very talented, very cool guy. We might have him on. You never know.
Yeah, you should. He knows a lot more about
Take
this than I do.
care. Love you, and see you next Wednesday.